I can feel the heat is rising, and that beat is hypnotizing. Oh, oh, no, we run the show. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Got to live or we get too old. Come on, shine, shine a little tonight. Let's get louder, come on, lose control. Ain't no limit when we go for gold. We can shine, shine a little tonight. Shine a little tonight.
On this episode, we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of PuraSangre Tequila right here on the Tequila Hombre. Coming up next. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Tequila Hombre, where today we're going to be taking a look at and doing a tasting review of PuraSangre Tequila. Now, one of the reasons why I picked this is because, you know, things are getting tough right now with inflation and prices going up. And I get a lot of people that comment on things or message me. They go, hey, Hombre, why don't you review some stuff that's like affordable for people and not super expensive? We know all the good tequila is super expensive and, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm like, no. Look, all the good tequila is not super expensive. There are some very good economical tequilas out there that you can buy. It doesn't have to be the expensive stuff, and this line is one of them. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into it. Now, I'm not going to review the Blanco because I did this already. I put the link to this review in the description below. This is the high proof Blanco, the Forte. It is one of my favorite high proof Blancos, especially for the budget side of things. It's $39.99, and you guys, this is a liter. This is a liter bottle, 1 liter. See, $39.99. It's higher proof, so it's 43.5% alcohol by volume, and it is delicious. It's so good. I finished probably about 2 or 3 bottles of this a month. So that's how good it is. We use it for cocktails. We use it for sipping. You can't beat it for $40 for a liter. Seriously, it's a great bargain. High proof Blanco. So let's talk a little bit. Let's kind of revisit production and a little bit about how this tequila is made, the distillery and such. So Enrique Fonseca, this is made out of NOM 1146, and for those of you that aren't familiar with it, it is, you know, the distillery that makes Artenam Selección 1146, Don Fulano, Fuente Seca. Some really good tequila lines come out of there, and even people that like the what is it called? Drawing a blank on it right now. They make a really lot of recognizable brands out of there. They do a very good job. Now, it's owned by Enrique Fonseca. It's his distillery. Now, the agave that they use for this distillery is actually grown in the highlands, and it's trucked down to Tequila, and that's where the distillery for 1146, it's called La Tequileña. That's where it's located. And there's confusions a lot because El Tequileño is where El Tequileño is made, and then right up the street, there's La Tequileña. So they're right there. Basically right up the street from each other, not that far. But it's a very good, they make some really good stuff out of 1146. All right, so the agave is grown up in the Los Altos region, and then it's trucked down to the distillery. So this is all Highlands agave they use to make this. So the process that they use an autoclave to cook the agave. Autoclaves make great tequila. A lot of people are like, oh, 1146 is one of my favorite tequilas, but I hate tequilas made in an autoclave. It's like, it's made with an autoclave. Autoclaves make great tequila. Autoclaves produce some of the most pure agave flavors of any cooking. And we went over that in the cooking video that I did, not last Friday, the Friday before last, where we talked about cooking processes for tequila. All right, so it cooked in autoclave. Then they have a roller mill, and they use a roller mill to extract the sugars out of agave fibers. And then for distillation, this is where things are a little different with this brand. PuraSangre is the house brand for 1146. It is their brand, okay? They have, in this distillery, they have 3 different stills they use. They have a stainless steel pot still, or stainless steel pot stills. They have copper pot stills. And then they have a tall column still that they use on some of the tequilas as well. And those are basically used for making vodka. They're vodka stills. because by the time it gets done hitting the top of the still, it's all the flavor stuff's gone. It's basically vodka. So that's a vodka still. So Don Fulano and Fuente Seca, they use a blended mix between the copper pot and the column still. With this one, they don't. There's no column still tequila in this tequila. It is stainless steel pot still, and then for the first distillation, and then they distill it a second time in copper pot still. So it's all pot stills on this, which is really the way it should be. And maybe one of the reasons why they selected this as their house brand and didn't give it off to someone else or sell it off to someone else that's not affiliated with the distillery. That's not it. So this is their house brand. Okay. So then we're going to talk about the aging, since we're not doing the high proof Blanco, the Fuerte Blanco. I'm not doing the regular Blanco either, because they're basically the same, just one's 43%, 43.5%. And you can see that again. There's a link to that review in the description below. So let's talk about the Repo. This is aged for under a year in French oak barrels. Now I love French oak, and and the Fuente Secas are not big fans of, or Enrique Fonseca is not a big fan of using American oak. Instead, they're like incredibly good at blending barrels and creating really good flavor profiles. And that's what the Artenom Selección 1146 is all about. There's a bunch of different barrels they use there and they blend them together to create the flavor profile for that tequila. So they're great. They're fantastic at blending. So this is all American oak barrels aged for just under a year. Let's go take a look at it and see what we got in the glass here. So, looking at this one in the glass, it coats the glass beautifully. Look at that. It's got a nice sheen to it. You can start seeing some legs and tears forming on it. Look at that. So it's going to have a nice viscous mouthfeel to it. Look at that. Just beautiful. Gets you salivating already just watching how beautiful that looks in the glass. All right. And then looking at the tequila itself, it is a light straw color, which is perfect for a reposado. It looks great. It looks fantastic. So let's see what we get on the nose on this. On the nose, you get beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cooked agave. So you're getting that cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, and it's a fruitiness to it too. It's got a really nice, what is that? Almost like a red apple esque kind of nose to it. There's definitely some citrus in there as well, some orange, like more along the lines of like a Caracara orange, where that has that beautiful sweetness to it. Just a hint of barrel spice in there too, so you definitely pick up a little bit a hint of that oakiness that comes through, and a slight vanilla note that comes in as well. It smells fantastic. It really does. It smells good. All right, so let's see what we get on the flavor profile. Yeah. Really nice, viscous, oily mouthfeel to it. Coats the mouth, coats the tongue beautifully. Definitely lots of beautiful cinnamon and baking spice and cloves. Cinnamon and cloves, some nutmeg in there. Definitely beautiful cinnamon and baking spice that you get from a nice Highlands cooked agave. It is on the sweeter side where you get that nice sweet cinnamon. Definitely some citrus orange peel coming through on it too. It is, and on the finish, a little light vanilla on the finish. A little hint of pepper that comes through on it too. This is a really nice Repo. Like it a lot. And the price on this, $39.99 for the Repo. $39.99 for the Repo. $39.99. That's that's really reasonably priced for a Reposado. That's a beautiful Repo. I definitely could enjoy this one out in the backyard with a good cigar. Definitely. Most definitely. All right. So that's the Repo. Really good. I'd give that one 4 agave. It's beautiful. I like it a lot. It's good. I definitely would recommend it. Now, is it, mind-blowing? No. but it's a really good representation of what a Repo should be. So I think anybody that likes Reposados would really enjoy that. All right, so let's jump into the Añejo. See what this one's all about. Now, this Añejo is aged for a minimum of 2 years in French oak barrels as well. Oops, all right, so this is aged for a minimum of 2 years in French oak barrels. So let's see what we get on this one. All right, looking at this one in the glass. Coats the glass beautifully. Look at those legs and tears forming. Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy. I know this is going to be so good. So seeing how it coats the glass, you can tell it's going to have a nice oily, viscous mouthfeel to it. A nice silky smooth mouthfeel. Looking at it in the glass, it's got a little darker hue to it. It's more of a light amber color. But crystal clear, it looks really good. So let's see what we get on the nose on this. There we go. French oak. That's what I love about French oak. All right, so you get that beautiful cooked agave, the cinnamon and baking spices. It's a little on the lighter side on this one, but it's still there. Nice fruitiness coming through. A little nuttiness that's coming through now. Definitely some vanilla and then a hint of butterscotch, which, butterscotch is a typical thing when you age in French oak. And it's definitely coming through on this. It smells great. It smells really good. All right. So let's see what we get on the flavor profile. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful sweet cinnamon and baking spices that comes in on the front end of it. Like so that's cloves and nutmeg. Definitely a little bit of fruitiness that's coming through, but it's more on the cherry side of things now. Definitely picking up some oakiness, and then on the finish, some vanilla and butterscotch, little hint of butterscotch. And the finish gives you kind of a salted caramel butterscotch-esque kind of finish on it, and it kind of just hangs on the tongue for a little bit and lasts a little while. So it's a really nice Añejo, really nice Añejo. If you're a French oak person, you like Don Fulano or whatever, you're gonna like this. This is really good. So I give this one 4 agave. So 2 4 agave so far. I'm gonna enjoy both of these. All right. So the last one is we're gonna take a look at today is the 5-year Extra Añejo. So this is 5 years in French oak barrels. Oops. Uh-oh. It seems that the cork has gotten stuck in the bottle, so we have to do a little pushing here to get this puppy out. That happens sometimes when you are dealing with bottles that use the artificial corks. Sometimes the glue that holds them in to the caps doesn't hold up. And so then you have to re-glue them. So I'll have to re-glue this. I've got some Gorilla Glue that I can just squirt in here and put this back on so it comes off. But that happens sometimes. Don't worry about it, though. You can jimmy it out with your fingers and then re-glue it to the top, and it's normally fine. All right, so let's look at this in the glass. So the Añejo is only $59.99 on ferment and still. $59.99 for a really good Añejo. That is a good price. So again, this is kind of a nice bargain brand for the price that they have on it right now. So looking at this in the glass, look at those tears and legs forming. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. Beautiful. And then looking at the tequila, it is more along the lines of a darker brown, darker amber color. It looks really nice, really crystal clear, nothing weird floating in it. All right, so let's see what we get on the nose on this one. Ooh. There's a hint of alcohol that comes through on the nose. But it definitely has a little bit of cooked agave there, some cinnamon and baking spice, just a little bit, not a whole lot. But then you pick up this beautiful vanilla, dark chocolate, cherry, and butterscotch are coming through on the nose on this. So it has a nice fruitiness to it, but then you're picking up all those wonderful flavors that you normally, or aromas that you normally get from French oak. So you get the vanilla, you get kind of a butterscotch and kind of a dark chocolate, but then also, the caramel mixed in the middle of it. It's a full spectrum. And I'm picking up a little bit of the alcohol from the barrels that these were aged. Now, I'm guessing this was probably some type of Tennessee whiskey or sherry maybe, or some scotch or bourbon, not bourbon, but Irish whiskey or some kind of whiskey or other alcohol that was aged in these French oak barrels. All right, so let's see what we get on the flavor profile. Wow. This is really good. So I definitely get a little bit of the cooked agave, a little bit of cinnamon and stuff up front, just a little bit. And then, wow. If you're extra Añejo person, it's like super silky and creamy on the mouthfeel. A little bit of cooked agave. Then you get this really nice cherry that comes through with some vanilla right after it. And then it's a dark chocolate right after that, followed by a rich, creamy butterscotch on the finish. It has a little bit of some heat to it, not a whole lot, just a little bit of heat to carry that flavor through on it. But this is a really nice extra Añejo. So I give this one the 4 agaves as well. So 4 agaves across the board for these. This extra Añejo, I know I'm gonna be spending some time with this in the backyard with a good cigar and seeing what this is all about, and then seeing what kind of good pairings we can do. And if you guys are up for that, for seeing some information about pairings, I'm going to be doing some of those on Instagram. YouTube doesn't really like them that much, so I'm going to focus that content on Instagram. So make sure you follow on Instagram, the Tequila Hombre, and then you'll see some pairings that I'll do with our cigar buddies. So this one's really enjoyable, 4 agave. And the price on this one, $149.99. Very reasonable for a 5-year extra Añejo. That's a very, very reasonable price. It's good. So this is a really nice budget brand, you guys. Don't sleep on this one. I know I've heard a lot of people get caught up about Don Fulano and stuff like that. I actually think I like this brand better than Don Fulano. I love Don Fulano. Don Fulano's good, but I think this brand's better. I really do, especially for the price. You can't beat it. So $39.99 for a liter high proof Blanco, which is really good. $39.99 for a Repo, which is really good. $59.99 for an Añejo, which is really good. And $149.99 for an extra Añejo, which is also really good. All right, let's go check in with our members and see if there's any questions or anything that they want to know about, and we'll see what's going on, and then see if they have any comments. So EBA 101 Boxing says, finally, hopefully the full lineup until the XA. Too bad I'll be working during this time. Actually, we did everything, including the XA, so the full lineup, yeah. Hey, Shaman, hold on. Welcome, bienvenido. Glad you can make it, my friend. Glad you were able to watch it. Bonnie is here. She says, hello, I used it to age. It came out great. Oh, so you used it for your stave project, where you put a stave in the 1 liter the 1 liter high proof Blanco, and use that to age into your own aged tequila, which is great. That's awesome. It's a good tequila for that as well. And for $39.99 for a liter, I mean, you can't lose on it. So any other questions or comments? Let's get them up real quick. If you've liked the information I shared, you guys make sure you press the like. Give me a like for the information I shared, and for this review. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you want to catch some more reviews and more information about tequila and agave spirits, make sure you subscribe and then click the notification bell next to there so you get notified every time we come live or post a video with information for you. And we always post some good stuff. So, and then for those of you that want to dive in more and want to have some more information provided, want to be able to get your hands on some exclusive stuff that I work on and work with, make sure you become a member. We have 2 memberships. You can join a member on the Discord where you get the Tequila Barrel and Agave Collective membership. It's $10 a month. It's nothing. And then and then we have a huge community there where everyone shares information. I'm readily available answering questions for people when they have questions on things. They just tag me in their posts, and I normally respond pretty quickly. And then we have a YouTube membership, which is also $10 a month. So it's $20 a month, which is what? 1.5 Starbucks coffees these days, right? So the YouTube, you get to comment and ask questions during the reviews, as well as you get some special exclusive offerings from Ferment and Still on some stuff like Sarah the Lose. Only the YouTube members were able to score that. It did not go up for general sale on Ferment and Still. Instead, they got all of it. So, and then when we get some exclusive or stuff that's allocated like that, it goes to either the YouTube members or the Discord member. We rotate them so they both get a shot at getting some really good stuff and getting access to it, which they love. And I think all of them will tell you that the membership for both the YouTube and the Discord is well worth it. So we'd love to have you join our community as a member and be able to take advantage of some of these perks that we do for a membership, and join us in exploring more and more agave spirits, as we're doing some mezcal stuff too, which is kind of fun, and diving into that. And a lot of the members have kind of expanded their palettes into mezcals and other things besides tequilas, and we're all having a great time doing it. So we'd love to have you join our community and be part of it if you so wish to. So that is pretty much it. There's no other comments coming by. So like I always say, life is too short to drink bad tequila. So make sure you grab some PuraSangre. If you do, not only will you be saving some money because it's very reasonably priced, but you'll be drinking some really nice French oak aged tequila, as well as some really nice high proof Blancos. So do it. And until next time, salute. Bye, guys.